find a contractor?
Oh, yeah, why is that?
Construction is booming everywhere. The industry can't keep up with the demands. The way the world is now, all of civilization is just burning down. People don't want to go outside. They want to fix up their homes. They want to turn them into fortresses.
Yeah, people are moving out of the city, I guess. Funny how that's happening.
It's the fourth turning.
Big pardon?
Historic events. They don't just happen. They're set into motion by great men, generational personae. And each one of these unleashes a turning that lasts about 20 years, more or less. And every 4 turnings is a seculum, which is about the length of a human life. And at the end of each, there's a crisis. In this country, the crisis is always war. Revolution, 80 years later, the Civil War. 80 years later, World War II. And that's coming up on 80 years now, so. Something's about to happen.
We could witness an event that could incite widespread conflict and violence throughout the Middle East, the likes of which we've never seen before. We're talking about the deaths of millions of people, not just in the Middle East, but around the world. Because it's not going to stop there. It's only where it starts. It will spread. Yet another in a string of incidents that precipitate a global conflict. And this could be it. This could be the trigger, depending on what is said in the speech. Now, I'm referring to a speech that's going to be given by Hossein Nasrallah, the Secretary General of Hezbollah. He has given Israel a clear, cut and dry ultimatum that if they do not withdraw all their forces from the Gaza Strip and declare an immediate ceasefire, that they are going to mobilize not only their forces, but the forces of the Muslim world abroad against Israel and its interests. In addition to the Hezbollah leader, the Brigadier General Esmail Khani, head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force, who met in the Lebanese capital with Nasrallah on Tuesday, has also agreed to this ultimatum. So do you understand what this means? This means that this ultimatum, which will not be fulfilled, because Israel has not agreed to a ceasefire, contrary to what some people are saying. The U.S. White House has got them to agree to some tentative intermittent pauses, but not a ceasefire, certainly not a withdrawal from the Gaza Strip. That's never going to happen. And because now they've made this ultimatum, they are obligated to fulfill it, because there is a risk that they might lose popular support if they fail to fight on behalf of the Palestinian people. And that is not just Hezbollah. That's everywhere around the world. Okay, that is, in this Middle Eastern upheaval, this inciting of violence is not going to be limited to the Middle East. This is going to be the call to action to sleeper cells. Now we're going to break down
When a nuclear bomb or missile explodes near the ground, great quantities of earth and debris are sucked up into the fireball and carried by the prevailing winds before falling back to Earth. This material gives radioactive fallout. The particles look like grains of salt or sand.
What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NY. So last night, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution declaring that a nuclear-armed Iran cannot be permitted under any circumstances, and that the U.S. will use all means necessary to prevent that outcome. So this is huge news, guys. This is basically a declaration of war against Iran by the U.S. House of Representatives. So the resolution on Iran's nuclear program passed by 354 to 53 votes. Only 50 Democrats, largely progressives, and 3 Republicans opposed this resolution. The legislation declares that it is U.S. policy that a nuclear-armed Iran cannot be permitted under any circumstances, and that the U.S. will use all means necessary to prevent that outcome. It also expresses American support for the freedom of action of partners and allies, including Israel, to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. So this is huge news, guys. Not only does this resolution say that the U.S. can use all means necessary to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons, but that it will also allow Israel and other allies to take action against Iran to prevent them from getting a nuclear weapon. So this is huge, guys, absolutely huge. It looks like the U.S. is setting up for a massive strike on Iran, and Putin signed a law revoking the ratification of the nuclear test ban treaty by Russia. So this would allow Russia to test nuclear weapons underwater and in the atmosphere. Okay, so that is absolutely huge. And last night we had a president. So apparently Hezbollah and Iran have informed the United States that the U.S. and Israel have until Friday, which is tomorrow, to end the aggression against Gaza. Otherwise, Iran and Hezbollah are going to enter into a direct war with Israel and the United States. And they're also going to have the entire resistance axis join in. So the resistance axis would be the Houthi rebels, the Iranian proxies in Syria and Iraq, Hezbollah, Iran itself, and, all these other jihadist groups. Okay, and this information is coming from the editor-in-chief of the London Rai Al-Yum newspaper, And this was stated by a journalist by the name of Abd al-Bari Atwan. And apparently he has some sources inside of Iran that told him that basically Hezbollah and Iran informed the U.S. that they have a deadline until Friday, which is before the leader of Hezbollah is going to be giving his speech to end the aggression against Gaza. Otherwise, it would mean entering into a direct war with the entire resistance axis, okay? So something could pop off tomorrow, guys, okay? We also have some concerning information coming from various Iranian Telegram channels saying that Iran has put their missile, rocket, and drone bases. And we also have some concerning information coming from Iranian Telegram channels, and they're saying that Iran and the resistance axis has put their missile, rocket, and drone bases on full alert, okay? And also CIA sources are reporting that several Iranian proxies are preparing for a full-scale war against Israel, okay? So things are about to escalate. I think tomorrow might be the day that things pop off. We're going to have the leader of Hezbollah making a speech tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So many people think he's going to declare war on Israel. And what you're looking at here are 3 Russian military transport planes. These are the Ilyushin 76TD planes. These are used by the Russian Ministry for Emergency Situations. And right now they're flying towards Turkey and Syria. My guess is they're going to be going to Syria to reinforce Syria and provide some weapons potentially for the Syrian regime and for maybe even Hezbollah and the Iranian proxies that are about to go to war with the U.S. So this is very, very strange, guys, to have these 3 Russian Ministry for Emergency Situations planes going down into the Middle East in the middle of the night, right before Hezbollah's leader is going to make that big speech, okay? So I think something's going to pop off tomorrow, and when it does, you can count on me to go live to cover the situation. Time here in the United States, and I wanted to give you an update on the situation in the Middle East. So this morning, the leader of Hezbollah gave his speech. So I want to read to you some of the most important things he said. But basically, to summarize his speech, he said that Hezbollah already declared war on Israel on October 8th. So they've already been at war with Israel since October 8th. And to me, it sounds like this was just like a final warning to Israel and the United States, basically saying that if the U.S. and Israel continue to push into Gaza, then Hezbollah is going to step up their attacks on Israel, okay? So a lot of people were saying that his speech was weak and he showed weakness, but I didn't get that at all. He said a lot of strong words here that were very concerning. So before I read to you the most important things he said, I just want to show you what we have going on over the U.S.